How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you, honey. And you?
Good. Yeah, I've had a great start.
Excellent. Hey, I do have something I have for you before we get started. So, can I?
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to dear one. Happy birthday to you.
Beautiful. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. And happy birthday to my twin sister, Sharon Carter, giving you a shout out. We've
Happy
already said our
birthday.
happy birthdays to each other, sang them very poorly, but we sang them. It's lovely. It's good fun.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to hurt your eardrums, so I thought I'd find a song.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're very
Oh, it's
welcome.
all good. Yes. Yeah. And I feel like, I should need almost to take off my iPad. It's going to keep. How do I turn that? Oh, I can't do it off quickly. Look, it's all right. If there's interruptions, there's interruptions. I've had a wonderful start today.
I haven't actually muted my phone yet either.
I've done the phone. I did the airplane mode. I'm trying not to speak too loud because this room does echo, and if I'm speaking too loud, it's going to make it worse. I am back at Port Elliot. I'm in my office looking out the beautiful window. Sunshine now. We had sunshine at dawn, then it went to sea mist, and now it's sunshine again. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, apparently the state's covered in fog, so the planes aren't taking off from the airport at the moment or landing.
Well, it's not just sea mist, it's fog then.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. I can see it in the hills in the distance. Yeah. I need to sort of explain what happened this morning because there's some people who've already been on with me at the 8 o'clock. I was dead on time. I hit the link and then I was seeing all these names that I don't normally get on my daily Lenormand card reading because it's 8 o'clock and it's usually on just my Ros Bounty page. Well, yeah. I'd actually done it to the Tuesdays Intuitive Chat scheduled link to my time, and I was getting all these wonderful people saying, can I have a card reading and all the rest, and hello, and share the love, and all of that that's usual that we've had, and thank you so much to those that do come into my Time TV live, and that's where we are now too. For those who may have clicked the link that was on the old one, just look for it. It's still the same place, just a different recording, different live stream. Because I used up that link, but it was a lovely session. I did my daily card reading to the mytimetv.life, not my Ros Bounty page. So it was an interesting, good start to my happy birthday day. And I'll brain birthday, foggy brain. And for those who may not have seen that there, we are actually, my sister and I, twin and I, we're actually the 6-0 today. We've reached the end of our 60th year, or the start, whichever way you look at the number counting for birthdays. I had this discussion the other day of you effectively finish your 60th year on your birthday date and you start on the 61st.
My husband loves that conversation.
And I said, no, you're starting the 60th. And I said, I'm not going to argue about it. It's just the understanding around numbers and maths and blah, blah. So anyway, it was just that I'd used that link and I had a lovely session on my daily reading here on my Time TV. Tomorrow it will be back to Ros Bounty page. So just to verify, and anyone on other pages that might be expecting us at the 10:30, we're early, so you'll need to watch the recording. And that's because it is, I've got a lunch planned and I wanted to be a bit earlier, so Leanne was quite happy to shift it to the 9:30 this week. Yeah. Are we going to do 9:30 or 10:30 next week? We might need to have a chat about that. Yeah. It might be that the 9:30 suits a lot of people better, so who knows? We'll play that one by ear next week. We'll let you know on the right length. So, yeah.
I love it. It's one of those days.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what did
And
you get for your birthday?
a beautiful breakfast. I don't do the gift thing. I don't expect gift things. The breakfast was a beautiful gift. We had corned beef last night, so it's corned beef and poached eggs done in one of those pie makers.
Oh,
Like
wow.
the sunbeam little pie maker thingy.
Yeah.
The egg was done in that on crumpets. One of my favourites. So I had a lovely start to the day. Beautiful breakfast.
You've got a very talented man there.
Yeah, he is. And cooks beautifully, and I just do the clean up. Even though there's not much to clean up, because he actually does that too. So I reckon I'm sitting on a good wicket there.
I can handle dishes for somebody cooking me meals each night.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. So, look, there could be something further on in the day. I don't know. Usually the surprise in my day is if all my kids remember that it is my birthday. I like that. So that's nice birthday presents when I get communications.
In the lead up?
No, look, no. I used to do that. Look, for me, it's not so much that gift giving stuff, because over all the years, my kids, they do nickname me Dory still. Like that's the nickname that's carried through since that movie of Nemo. And they say, "Oh, Mum, you're Dory," and it starts within the family, and it's just something that as much as mothers like to be the best they can be, I sometimes did forget birthdays and things, and that sort of stuff just hasn't been big in the memory factor. So we just enjoy life together as family when we can, and that's the surprise. And that's what's lovely about being the types of people we are, or the individuals that we are, and able to love through a lot of different things that you sort of think. You look in other people's lives and you think how lucky we are, even if I do forget stuff, presents, birthdays. Yeah, I get reminded sometimes. One of the kids in particular wasn't too keen on having a 10th birthday, forgotten, and I can't remember to know that I forgot it, so, it doesn't matter. You get past and live through all of those things. So,
you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have got a few comments coming through. I haven't even been reading them. Isn't that bad?
We've been busy talking.
Yeah. Oh, it's about me. It's my birthday.
It's allowed to be about you on your birthday.
Oh, look, sometimes, we do need to take care of ourselves, and that's something that we forget, especially for those people out there who are actually the caregivers, those who are the givers, the healers, looking after, making sure other people's needs are met. Remember to look after your own as well. So, yeah.
And that's something I keep saying to people this year, and in this this last part of the year, it is really important for us to nurture us now. So we do need to do that. I did that last week. I took a couple of nights off, the Tuesday and the Wednesday night of not going live, because I needed that time for me. I just thought, well, I'm telling everybody else to nurture them. I need to take my own advice.
Yeah, and the thing too, you've been doing it for how many have you missed over now? I think it was July.
Maybe 3.
You've been doing it for more years, not just by BeLive.tv in the my time. That's been at least a year, because I know we've had our subscription renewals, and so it has to be that. I've been doing live since 2000 whatever, and you've been doing and on a regular basis. So it really is, understandable. It's all good. I'm just going to start moving through some of the good mornings and happy birthdays, of course. So there's a good morning from Mandy T.
Morning, Mandy. Whoops, we're frozen.
Happy birthday.
Okay, now we're going. Hey, Jen.
Do that. And we've got Helen saying hello. And
morning, Helen.
Amanda said happy birthday, thank you.
Wow.
And there's some already and this is where, because I was on earlier looking like it was Tuesday's Intuitive Chat and you should have been here, but it was just me. I said to people, look, we are coming back. Put your questions in early. Like we are coming back at the 9:30 though, not the 10:30. So be early. And so thank you for the question. We'll start on those a little later though. And someone tagging and Nicole. Whoa, my little mouse roller thing is very, very quick. So happy birthday again, Ros. Yeah, because Nicole was on earlier. So there's the question there. So thank you. And Deirdre, thank you very much.
Hey, honey.
Helen, thank you very much. I'm trying to slow down so we've got time to say hello and thank you.
Is that chocolate cake and what, bubbles? I love it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Nice.
let me have it. Oh, yes.
Oh.
My favourites. Not the bubbles so much, but I don't mind a wine. I like a red.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are well. Thank you. Is that Phillips Wendy? I reckon that's back to front, so it'd be Wendy Phillips, wouldn't it?
Hey, Wendy.
So, hello, Wendy.
I would say good morning, Linda.
And thanks, Linda, for that. Yes, Linda was on the earlier one too. That's why you might notice I actually have, I'm going to just take a moment to refresh my screen over on the page to check that we are actually live properly, and just want to check what type of title it's actually given me, because in the back end you don't always see, we do have a title there, and oopsie, what happened to my screen? Are you there still, Leanne?
I'm still here. Yep.
This PC, borrowed PC, is slow. It actually took time to refresh this screen that I'm sitting in watching now. So, oops.
Yeah.
And there's Linda saying, morning again for Aunt Leanne this time.
Hey, honey.
So I think I did show that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's someone would like to have a message from a passed over uncle-in-law. Yep. We'll see. Did you want to do that now, or do we leave that until a bit later?
We can come back to that if you like.
Yeah. Because you're the one doing the medium ones mostly. I'm still too chicken.
Oh, you're good
Hi,
at it.
Linda. And, yeah, we'll do the messages later. I thought you told Leanne that the show was already... Oh, yeah. I just told everyone that the show was already done. This is version 2. And while I was going to check that the live in the background is actually working, and I'm still scrolling down a page, it's very, very slow. And it does come up that something's there. So I'm happy with that. It says live.
And Tony, I will give you a ring this morning.
Yep. Jessica, thank you for that.
Good morning, Jessica.
And I'm just skipping past those at the moment that are the messages yet. I'm hoping to find them again. So thanks for that, Tony. Yeah, because I think you did say, yeah, it is 60 years young. I feel like it. Can't you tell from my behaviour?
The inner child comes out to play more as we get older. Love it.
And hi, Cherie. Josephine, thank you for the birthday wishes as well. It's lovely, thank you. And Cherie has done the same. Cherie or Cherie? Now, I'd be interested, what were we saying when you said, sounds like something I need to try? Intriguing, Manda. I'll have to go back to that and watch the replay myself.
Nurturing yourself.
I think so. I think that would be it too. And, Stacey now. This is one I did draw a card, I think, for Stacey in the first one. I only did a couple of them in that one. Didn't want people to be too disappointed. So we'll still go back to that so we can flesh it out a little bit if you've got any extra with that one as well too. And we'll just say good morning. Oh, now there's a Josh Brown. Hi, Josh.
Good morning,
Good morning. Assuming it's the actual Josh who's listing that there, they're typing that there. Sometimes the girls will use the boys, you know what I mean. It's shared accounts.
Mrs. Josh is using the account.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And sunshine. There's Amanda D with some sunshine. Yeah, we do.
Oh my God, it's
Oh,
so
thanks,
cool.
Josh. Yeah, so for still doing a live video on your birthday. What else would I do? I love doing live videos. I've actually done 2 now. This is the second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so we might keep moving on. There's, whoops. And there's some guidance there. Jessie, thank you for the birthday wishes. The sun is wonderful, and it's now gone over as a cloudy at the moment here. So, hey, the day's going to be a mixture of different things for everyone, I think. And Tiana Tamise.
I'm just going with
Tamise. Oh, yeah, Beck. That's a good one. Thanks for that. Oh, there's another one for a message, life up in the air, need guidance. Yeah, look, more of them seem to be more the messages, wanting some guidance and that now. So we might just there's another birthday one. Thank you so much. I'd like to just sort of respond about that. Oh,
what did you find?
Oh, that's what that was. You were talking about your breakfast pie thing. Yeah, and it's, I think the one that Tony's got here, it's a Sunbeam brand. He's using a 2 pie. The lid goes down and it makes the pies. And there's a page or a group or something on Facebook that's called Kmart Pie Makers Group with lots of different ideas and recipes, and that's where that came up. I think even Shaz does her eggs in them now. So there's lots of different things there. Keep an eye out for it. It says Kmart Pie Making Group or something. Beautiful ideas. And I'm sure that I'm going to end up getting some experiments through, that group and ideas that Tony's going to come up with. It's going to be wonderful. I like that idea.
Place.
Yeah, well, not good for the waistline, but who cares? Eat what you like in moderation.
Especially on your birthday. God.
Some of us can't eat everything because of health issues. But, it's just being aware of what your body is telling you that is sometimes the little treats, and in general, tune into your body and what your body's telling you that you are suited to eating. There's days I can't eat bread because it's just something that makes me bloated. And I'm not celiac. I don't, I can tolerate gluten, but there's just some days or weeks that it's just not what my body wants. So I don't have it. So, it really is about learning and becoming aware of what your inner being is telling you, which is the body. It's the energy that we sit in, and that then comes into being what is present in the physical. So start with being aware of what's around you, what your energy and aura bodies are telling you before it gets to being that in the physical, especially with, the illnesses type things, the unsettled things. That's how it starts. So sort it out before it gets to the physical. And be aware what your body, tune in, what it wants, what it needs.
Definitely.
And it takes a lot of practice, 60 years now, so will I ever get perfect at it?
I don't think we ever become perfect at anything.
I think,
there's always
honestly,
room for growth.
Yeah, I think the fact, what is perfect is the imperfection, is that fact. We are perfect. So
That's a good way of looking at it. I like that.
Yeah. It is. Perfect timing for everything. I mean, as this morning's goof up was, saw some nice faces, nice names, lovely happy birthdays, because I did say them too. I'll blame my birthday brain. And it's not that I'm fishing for it, but it just seems to be, I'm feeling really happy because I have actually reached 60 years. A lot of people don't, and things like that. So, hey, that's what it is. And that's how my morning started. I've had a second go at doing this again. I love it. So she's this one is Vanessa, and she's wondering if there's something around the love guidance. So we will start on doing some of these. Have you got
Yeah.
anything for it? And I'll solo you for that one.
Okay, to start with, honey, I get the reference to trust your heart, not your head. So to me, it's the feeling your head's doing a lot of overthinking. I actually get the reference to there's the need to ground yourself at the moment. So I want to say, take a step back, take a deep breath, feel yourself connect with Mother Earth and center your energy, okay? That will help you come out of your own head. I get that you need to trust your heart. So when you do that and you surrender to that, you're going to move forward quite quickly. So I do get the reference to you will get that clear focus in that way by doing the work, so to speak. But I do feel that I want to move forward in romance sort of thing. So I do feel that it's being put in front of you currently. Okay.
And yes, and I'm trying to get that one where it's not reflecting too much. So what I'm getting there is dogs feel love, loyalty. So I'm feeling that whoever is there for you is going to be a very loyal lover, partner, friend. So it's all of that. It's not just sexual attraction. Okay. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Whoops, hang on. Now I've got to scroll. If you see any, because are you doing any monitoring in the back on another screen or not? Is there any that you're attracted to, or I'll just go down the line then? So that's fine.
Yeah.
Which is what I usually do, but sometimes, things pop up for you. So, attempting to take, right, someone at, I've got to read it from the screen there, so I'm not looking at the screen. Again, Ros, thank you for showing up earlier. I did some work and someone else is attempting to take the credit for what I've achieved. I'm looking to how I will deal with it and if the project will go ahead in spite of this happening.
I get yes, the project will go ahead. I totally understand where you're coming from, honey, in that sense, because there's a lot of people out there that copy myself and even Ros as well in that sense in what they do. And I know that's something I struggled with for a long period of time. I'm in the headspace that I believe that others can't sit in that energy for too long. So because it's not their energy. So I want to say no, that they can't stay in that space for too long because it's your energy, it's your work, which is going to help them come undone, so to speak. So they won't be able to keep up that standard. Stay true to yourself. Let them know that you know this sort of thing, but don't get too hung up on it because I'm a big believer and I put my trust in the universe that they will come unstuck for it and it will be seen for what it is. But yes, I think the project will go ahead.
And the cards that were pulled, and I thought, wow, how appropriate to confirm that. Yeah, the mice is that stealing in the background, taking the credit, doing, they're being opportunistic in grabbing the credit for what is actually yours. But the cloud is actually going to be clearing all of that away, and you'll end up having that.
Are you still there, Paul?
Okay.
Ros, that's just that's just my doorbell. I might just check it if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll go solo. That is fine. So again, so confirm that it will go ahead, but the recognition will be put correct, like you'll shine in that one in the end. So know that the karmic path will be as it's meant to be and you will shine through that one. Now, I'm going to leave that next one. I'm going to just go to Manda and yours there. Now, Leanne is back, so she can see this one.
Playing with the doorbell again. Nobody's there. I'm expecting somebody. I thought it was closer to lunchtime.
Oh, so what do you have happen to your doorbells?
It goes off when it feels like it.
Passage?
No, well, it's Wi-Fi one, but I don't know. I'm suspecting that there's somebody around here that has a roller door that might trigger it, but there is certainly no patterns with what we can see at the time that it's going off. So my kids call it the spooks.
Yeah. At Menengi, where I live at Menengi, there is the 4 house units. Like they're units, but they're sort of 3-bedroom houses-ish. The doorbell to mine picks up the signal that's the doorbell to number 4. So when hers is rung, mine does too, but it doesn't complete the full cycle of what is my doorbell. So I can usually tell when it's hers, but I don't think that was deliberate. It could be someone's in a closer proximity, their doorbell ringing and it rings yours.
Yeah, well, we've changed the frequency, but it still kept doing it, so I gave up on it. We have weird things happen around here. 444, not last night, yesterday, not yesterday morning, the morning before, a smoke detector decided to beep 4 times. And the first time it did it, I looked at the clock and it was 444.
Yeah.
And I reckon it was a period of about maybe 3 or 4 minutes in between. Yeah. And it would do it, so it did it in a pattern of 4 as well, and it hasn't done it ever since.
So now what's the message in that?
Well, angels are around you is usually angels are with you is normally the 4 by memory. But we had last week a guy come in and service the smoke detectors and put new batteries and everything in. So who knows?
Who knows? Exactly, who knows?
I just remember saying bugger off and I need sleep, and I don't remember doing it again. So it worked.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm just going to do this one because that's what came up. You've had a terrible week. Good news. Well, there's the prize at the end of the maze, and that's all I'm getting. That's what I'm getting from that. Is there anything that you can help Manda with along that one? So
I want to say it's more about not focusing on the bad week you're having. Focus on what the lessons are in this week, okay? Because I get the feeling it's shifting some stuff on the soul level. So to me, like Ros says, there's a prize at the end of all this. There normally is something that will come forward when we are being tested, but it is really important not to get hung up on the negative because that's what we will keep manifesting. So allow this energy to move and you will find that it'll keep going. Is that Russell?
Yeah, that's Russell outside the door. I've got Peanut sitting here in with me because she didn't want to go out. The postman just rode past on his little motorbike.
I didn't think it sounded like Peanuts.
Yeah, no, the really loud one is Russell and Peanuts responds. So that's what that was. Yeah, so beautiful. Yes, the noise. Well, it's not the noise; it's the sounds. It's the way they express themselves. So we can get angry, but it's natural. So it's just very noisy in an echoey room.
Yeah, that's it. Mine's having fun. I bought her home a big cow bone yesterday. And the butcher said to me, would you like it cut in half? And I didn't get to see the bone. I just started, no, she's a big dog, it'll be fine. This bone, it cost me $15. It was huge. The knuckle on one end would be like that. And she's dragging it around because it's too heavy for her to pick up.
Wow, that's a big step.
Yeah.
If it's like that, yeah. Yes,
we won't see her
big bones myself. No.
Should be happy to be outside.
Oh, yeah, and I'll keep her entertained for a fair while. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Now, this is one, I'm pretty sure Rachel was on my earlier one of this because I can remember seeing the messages from uncle-in-law and I said, look, come back because the mediumship is more your realm, not my. I mean, it's not that it's your realm or my realm or anything. Our mediumship skills are actually accessible to everybody. Everybody can do it. But some of us know how easier than others. Some have that awareness and use it from such an earlier age because they can see the dead people or they can talk to them or hear them right from when they're born, you know, and some just, you grow it, you learn it, you grow it, which is where mine has sort of been. And because I lack confidence in doing it on live like this. Thanks, Leanne.
You're welcome. Sorry, I'm yawning. Rachel, my heart goes out to you, honey, and I want to send my love to you and your family with your uncle's passing. Uncle-in-law. Okay. Now, reading that question, straight away I got pain to my head. So I do feel like I've got pressure of the head. I don't want to say necessarily a stroke, but I do feel like I've got the pressure in the vessels in my head. So whether he had a bit of a clot or an aneurysm, my eyes are hurting with his energy as well. I do feel that his passing was very, very quick. So I want to say, here one moment, gone the next. I don't remember feeling pain is the reference I get. So to me, I'm getting it as I just dropped dead. Sorry, I've got to put it as they put it to me. So, and that's the way he's doing it. So whether that would be the way he would speak, but he just says, I just dropped dead. So I want to say there was no pre-warning or anything of that. I do feel like I've got pressure behind my eyes and I feel very tired with it. So whether that day he was just feeling a little bit off, a little bit tired, and that's the most I get he felt with that side of it. I do feel that within time you will get those answers. So whether you're waiting still for autopsy reports to come through, I just get the reference to you will get the answer. But I feel like I've got a blockage in the blood vessels in the brain area with that. Okay. His energy is still quite weak, and that is part of my tiredness sort of thing, and that will come because he's only not like fairly newly passed. A month ago, it's not that long. His energy will get stronger, but I just get the hand on the heart and the love and the pride that comes through for his family. Okay, so please know he is at peace. All right. Like I said, no pain.
And the cards that came out for you, first one was the bridges. So he definitely crossed over and moved on to what is actually a beautiful space of sunshine. You know, that enlightenment, that move into what is home, actually. So that's what it feels like for me too. So
I can't let go of his tiredness. I know I'm not tired.
Do you want me to give you a bit more time in the down there?
Breathe and ground.
Yes, it is. And that sometimes that is all it. Whoops, I'm trying to grab a scroll bar here. Sometimes it is all that it takes is actually the breathe and ground. It's sending the energy from cosmos straight through into Mother Earth so that you're actually grounding again.
Yeah. And then because it's not my energy, it's also about letting it go as well.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So if you can do the both, see yourself letting it go, sending it back out to the universe from wherever it's come from, ground and center, like Ros is saying, can make a big difference.
Yep. Because it's one of those things, we don't need to hang on to that as a physical thing all the time and have it affect our body. We do just let it flow through. And that's as what it is. Energy is flow. So we've got Wendy Phillips, Wendy the other way around. Would like to know how my loved one is missing him so much and how is he. So
Okay, good. I don't feel like I've got a man of many words there, honey. I need to acknowledge the sun reference too around this, so whether this is a sun for you or I need to acknowledge his son, okay? It keeps playing with my eye, so I don't know if he would get an irritated left eye. All of a sudden I just feel like my eye is playing up with that as well. I do feel I've got a few aches and pains in my body, and for some reason I'm looking between my shoulder blades. I actually feel like I really need a good crack with this energy as well, okay, along my spine sort of thing. So whether he would have tight muscles around the shoulder girdle sort of thing, which would cause the spine to come out of line a little bit. I just feel like I need to be focusing on that upper area of the back as well with that. I get the reference to the music. I actually feel like I want to sway to the music. So I do feel there is music that catches your attention since his passing. So when I say look at what the meaning is to that music, because there's messages coming through the verses of the music. All right, honey. He knows how much he's missed, and I've got the hand on the heart. My son for love and pride. Okay.
And the card that I've pulled for you is it's one of the extras in the Lenormand deck, the well, and it's not so much the wishing well, it is a well, a functioning one. So as my eye went straight to the bucket and the glisten of light through that, and what my feeling is around that is that it's actually, oh, I've got to go that way, don't I, to miss that and take that down. The work is done. Like it really is a parked up bucket. The handle is static. It's not needing to be moved anymore. There's rest in that. And it's just a beautiful scene. So I'm feeling very much a sense of peace as to, you know, the wishes were there to move through to home. So I think that was, you know, it just is a sense of there was completion, the work's finished, and it was time for him to move back home again.
I just love the way the light shines through that card.
Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. And that's where the focus went first up, and then the handle, it's finished, it's done. So, right, so we go on to it now. This is one, Stacey was on the earlier version, and I did pull a card for her, and I do feel myself that, yes, she needs to be going for the job. Yeah. And successful, I think the process itself will be successful. So what are you feeling around this one?
I totally agree. I got yes and yes with that. Yeah. So I do feel that, yes, you need to go for that job. It's come up and it's been put in front of you, honey, for a reason. So the timing is right.
So okay, there you go, Stacey, second confirmation. Go for the job, do the application, get it in. So we don't do a great deal on forward process into the next 6 months, you know, doing timelines and stuff like that. I mean, it can be done in deeper readings, but it's something that on our morning shows like this, we don't go quite to that level. But the feeling is I'll just do a card if there's anything that you've got instantly for Jessie.
Jessie, I get the reference to reading your comment. You need to put yourself first. So I want to say, forget the boundaries, the security, push yourself to move forward, step outside of that comfort zone, and I get a lot of growth over the next 6 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And this card is the parts. Now I'll try and get it closer without the Larry. That is about being out in public and getting out of comfort zones and moving into what is, nature, open space, being seen, and actually putting yourself forward. So it is move it out there. You know, like Leanne said, the comfort zone, you need to be actually extending and moving it out. Don't see it as something to be fearful of. It is beautiful. Like that card there is. It's a beautiful scene. It's not as scary as you are actually feeling it might be going out, you know, being out where you're not comfortable. Okay, so thanks for that, Leanne, too. We're going to, I've got to keep an eye on time a bit too, don't I? What time did we start? Oh, that's right.
At 9:30. 10 was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. And I'm every time I laugh, I'm wobbling this fold-up table, so I've got to be even careful of that.
How many more weeks until you get your furniture?
Well, I just got a note this morning because it's the floor covering stage now. So I've ordered, I've accepted your uncle's quote.
Nice.
I went with your uncle's company, and I got an email back from Peter to say the particular flooring isn't in stock. It's going to be the end of September.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, it's the one I want, so I'm just going to have to be patient.
Wait, yeah.
And there's not an urgency, so like
it'll be worth the wait.
as much as completely by the end of September. Well, it's going to be a little later. That's all right. I'll get
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff in rooms that I can put it in. It's just not the bedrooms. So
Yeah.
we'll still have a bed out in the lounge room. A very unusual home to be in at the moment, camp
You know
style.
what? It is what it is. As long as you're comfortable and it suits you, who cares?
Oh, look, it's fun, but it'd be really nice once we can get everything in and there's not this echo around, and I can put some rugs on the floorboards, and because that's what I'm having is rugs.
Yeah. Just
rather than
make sure you give my uncle a hard time when he comes. Keep in mind.
Oh,
you need a big stick.
Yeah, well, he's on holidays at the moment, so
I know. Gone
I hope he's
overseas.
having a wonderful time. Yeah,
I reckon.
so that's
I asked him what he's coming back with. Or who he's coming back with.
Oh.
I love my uncle. I stir him and he stirs me just as much. So
I bet.
He's my favourite uncle and I'm his favourite niece.
He did laugh when I said, now I've had your number from your favourite niece who mentioned you're his favourite uncle. That's funny. We joke. Oops, and I'm wobbling the
I should
table
have give
again.
him the wink wink.
I should pay you a Spotify.
You'll give me a big hug later when I see him next, I'm sure.
It's not all about money, is it?
No,
it isn't.
No.
Otherwise,
we're huggers.
Yeah. So we've got Josephine's here, and she's just wanting to see if she's going to have any more kids, when and what gender. I'm seeing, I'm actually feeling there's 2 more, but what's your feelings around that? I don't pick genders.
I got a little girl,
uncertain.
honey. So I feel like I've got a little girl coming in that sense. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more pregnancy later this year, sort of thing. Someone say, look at the end of this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Wonderful. And if I can, would like guidance on the sister relationship with the guy she's saying. Do you want to do that one? Or
I can't see the comment.
leave that? Oh, whoops. I just went and put it down again. If she would like some, Josephine, if I can, would like guidance on my sister relationship with the guy she is seeing. So, I mean, that's more about someone else, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, it is sort of, I get there's a bit of frustration around that. They need to look at their communication. Is more what I'm drawn to.
I think with anything, most times it comes back to communication and understanding each other more fully. So, and here's Ashton, who's wanting to know if she's going to be pregnant soon. I'm getting a very strong yes on that one.
I get the number 7, so whether you fall pregnant around the 7th of the month, I don't feel like I'm waiting until July next year, but I just get the 7 comes in around it. Could be 7 weeks.
Well, 7 weeks would almost make it November, which is the pregnancy that will then take it to the birth being July. Roughly.
True.
Roughly.
You did well in the sums.
Good strong number. Well, hey, that's only a roughly. I mean, 7 being it, so it brings it 2 months back. So it's October, November, December, somewhere around November pregnancy, and that would be around about the 7 weeks away, maybe.
You have to let us know, honey.
It could be the multiples of 7s. Could be the 7th and the 7th the baby's born. I'm getting a yes on that one. That'd be funny if it was. I've done some weird things before along that line too. Oops. Oh, where am I now? Oh, goodness. I'm trying not to scroll, and have we done a message for Katie? Just wondering if there's any from Russell. No, we haven't. So that again is more than likely in your realm. Actually, I'm just getting a really loving energy too coming through with that, and that's as detailed as I'm going.
I felt that loving energy come in as well. Now, honey, I don't know if at times you just have that one tear, because all of a sudden he's just telling me he wipes away your tear. I get real wisdom with his energy. So I want to say very much an old soul, knew a lot in that way as well. I keep hearing the whisper in your ear, so to me I get the reference to he tries to talk to you, he whispers in your ear at times. So it's about listening. You know he's around you, okay? So I want to say just clear your mind, still your mind and feel his energy, feel what he's got to tell you. But I want to put the music around you as well, okay? All right, so can I leave you with his love, please?
Oh, goodness. And as I was shuffling this card, I just get the sunshine. He just was so much a very sunshiny person. The whole deck nearly fell on the floor as I was shuffling. He just wanted, it was more like, how can you decide? It was just, and they nearly all fell on the floor, but they didn't, I don't think. So beautiful warmth, beautiful sunshine from him. So thank you for asking us to answer that one. And we've got Helen here who's just needing some guidance as to directions to take. Now, remember when we do these, the more direct, the more specific your question, the better it is, because it can allow shorter, more direct answers so that we can go on to the next one. So, yeah.
Keep moving in the direction you're going now, honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
I think
don't
that
feel there's any need for change of direction just yet.
And if you can see that, that is the older lady. So I'm actually feeling that there is just continue to grow more in your wisdom. Look after yourself as well. Nurture yourself and do a bit more of that inner understanding of who you are is what I'm getting through that one. So some of it is so much more about self-love, accepting self first. And here's another example of one that anything on the future, that's not really a direct, specific question, but is there something that you might, is there something there for Charlisa that you can see as a specific for now, Leanne?
No, I wasn't getting anything around that one, sorry.
And the only thing that I've got, I will put this card up. The fish is about abundance and working in a team with people. It's actually, you know, with fish, we actually do, I'm trying to find which position to put that in. That way, isn't it? It is about, you know how fish move in schools? A lot of species of fish do move in schools, and that's what this is about. It's about the cooperation and productivity and moving things forward together as a team. And then there is abundance in that. You'll gain a lot from actually being able to work in the team. If it's not working for you at the moment, I think it's actually indicating you probably do need to have more of that emphasis in teamwork rather than just trying to do so much by yourself, is what I'm feeling there. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Have you done one for Tracy? Would love guidance. I don't know what that's around. If possible, please. Another general. Do you get anything instantly for this one?
Honey, I get the feeling you need to put yourself forward, put yourself out there and know what it is that you want in a relationship, because I do get there's a lot of confused energy around that at the moment. Okay? So things will flow.
And for you, it's the lily. So I think too, my eyes going to the reflection in this one. So I think you need to be spending a little bit of time reflecting on what you've been through to where you are now, so that what you're actually looking at is, I wouldn't say a self-congratulation, but a recognition of that path that you've trod to where you are now as well. So continue forward in the vein that you have. It just feels like it's working, even if you don't perceive it sometimes. Okay?
Yeah. Ros, I've just noticed there's a comment there from Carol just asking how the comments work as you've read someone else's way after yours. When I go back, and that can happen at times, our scroll can be very fast in the background, and then also we have spirit that plays with things as well. But when I go back, she's got a comment at 9:59.
So whose is that one?
Carol Young. She says, my husband died tragically at work in 2009. I have not been able to settle since. I still don't know where I am in this world.
What timestamp has she got on
And
that one?
9:59, just after Michelle Bell's, which I'll touch on Michelle in a moment. Actually, while you're just looking for Carol's, I might just touch on Cheryl's. Cheryl just is feeling lost on work path. Can I have some guidance, please, honey?
Yeah.
That is quite normal. So my feeling is, Michelle, you need to just stop and ground yourself. Do the work on you and let this energy flow. It will move, okay? It's just a shift, all right? Nothing to stress about.
Yeah. And to explain the comments, the way that I do actually start from the top of the list and work down one at a time. So I go quite slowly through the scroll most of the time. And sometimes that little wheel misbehaves. This morning I had only got to the 9:40 something, so I wasn't even in the 9:50s yet. And sometimes what you see as someone's question that is showing up after you that I've answered is actually earlier in the list that you can't see because it's scrolled off your timeline or off that comment list in the actual live stream. That's sometimes what happens too. So, you know, people do repeat the questions a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Some people will repeat a question 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
so
I'm assuming that what they're doing is they do a copy paste into it so that it looks like they're asking you fresh, but they're not. So, I mean, as a reader going through that, and I will just say it because at times in the back end, you're trying to find those that and not miss people the way that I do it. And you see these questions repeating because someone is doing the copy paste or typing it in fresh. It doesn't matter. It's more than once, twice, 3 times. It is actually quite a frustration to see that because then I've thought, oh, where am I up to? Because you don't always see the timeline. That's why I go through one at a time. Yeah. And the earlier you get on the show, the better. I see it better. See it earlier and you don't miss out, supposedly. Yeah.
Just to add to that, what I feel sometimes, that I'm not saying Carol is doing this at all by far, sometimes people feel they are owed a question because they're on here watching, but they forget that there is 300 or 400 other people, or however many people are watching, depending on the broadcast, that all want answers, sort of thing. So, and I always set my intention with Spirit when I go live to they will bring the comments up to me that is needed. So if I'm working one by one down my list, Spirit will quite often flick the scroll through really quickly and stop me at somebody to get my attention. So it's got its own ways of working. So as well. Yeah. So it's not always in our control. We don't deliberately.
Yeah. And that's why that does it by itself. Well, not by itself, but it'll go too fast to where Spirit does want it to go.
And so also, sometimes when you get those people that are so desperate for an answer, they may get missed because Spirit doesn't want to put them in front of us because they're not ready to hear what needs to be said. So, and as much as we want that connection, it's not always the right time because we're not in our own healing space to be open to hearing that. So sometimes when if Spirit comes through and gives a message and you're not wanting to hear it, there are certain times that it can do more damage than it can good in that sense. So Spirit will then not put us in front, like put you in front of us to give you, that's the way I understand it to be. All right?
Yeah.
And every situation is different. Okay. So can I touch on Carol's question?
Yeah. I think too, just as a further to that as well, I think there are times Spirit won't allow us to have it answered as well, is just that step of doing for ourselves first as well, like go into that, not looking elsewhere for the answer, but look
Yeah.
within ourselves what those messages are we're receiving for ourselves, not relying
That's
on
the thing,
someone
because
else
Spirit puts
as
messages
well.
in front of us. They give us the signs. And I might actually go live
Yeah.
today if I get time and do an explanation on my page about that as well. So sometimes we just don't understand. Because we don't understand, we don't see the signs that are being put there.
Yeah.
So it might be something I might do. Test my new
So
camera out.
people keep an eye out for Leanne Winston Psychic Medium page to go live later.
Yeah.
I don't think I
We'll
will
see
be.
how it
I'll be
goes
too busy having my happy birthday. But
Yes, you're going to celebrate
I
very
just had to put that
shortly.
one in once more.
You're allowed to. It's your birthday. You only get it once a year.
And only the 60 once too. The same as next year 61 will be too, and etc. etc. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay,
So-
we'll get back to serious. Carol.
Carol, honey, my heart goes out to you because I do feel that there is still a lot of healing to be done around you, honey. I actually feel that you're holding onto your husband's energy. Now, in saying that, I get that's through your grief, the needing to feel close to him. I actually want to say, and I get the feeling you're probably not going to like this either, and that's okay because it is what it is. My feeling is that you need to find the peace in his passing. I feel like you still put a lot of blame on whether it's the company, the situation, which you're totally entitled to do. But at the same time, it's stopping you from being able to heal. So I do feel that you need to find closure in the way that your husband passed. Now, I get a beautiful, loving soul with your husband. I get his hand on his heart, which is my sign for love and pride. Now, he also makes reference to knowing how much that you miss him. And I feel like you talk to him, whether it's out loud or through your thought process every day. Okay. It's that feeling, I just feel like you're trying to hold on to him, but it's through the way that he passed in that sense. I do feel that he wasn't in pain at the time of his passing, and I get the reference to that is really important for you to know as well, honey. So maybe a private reading might be a good idea for you, or a healing or something, whether it was with Ros, myself, or somebody else that you are drawn to. I just get there's a lot of emotion still there that need to be worked through because it's holding you back in life in that way. Okay. The rest will flow when you let go of that pain. And that's what I do feel like is a pain for you.
Yeah, and what I'm just going to drop that down so I can bring it up closer. What I'm feeling is the cycles of what life is. You're stating that you don't know where you are in this world. Well, the world involves the moon, the cosmos, and everything, and you are a loved member of all of this world. And cycles, like the moon reflecting the sun, I'm feeling the energy is still, like Leanne said, you're still connecting to hanging on to his energy. It is the time in the cycle it pretty much is now that you're feeling not knowing where you are. Let go of that, not so much the connection as such, but let go of the reliance on it. Let go of that. You are relying on an outside. Look to yourself and complete that cycle of grief. The work is done. You need to reinforce that within yourself and restart with that new cycle of what your life is now and find your place. You have that place in the world already, just not seeing it. So just reconnect to yourself and put that self out as who you are in this moment. You don't have to prepare anything else to do that.
Yeah. Can I just add to that, Carol? As Ros was talking, I kind of get the feeling it's like, and I do feel that you are in pain, honey, and grief, we all deal with our grief in so many different ways. But at the same time, I kind of feel like on that soul level, you feel that you need to feel that pain, okay? Your husband doesn't want you to hold on to that. He wants you to be able to move forward and allow him to rest in the way that he deserves to be. Okay, I do feel that he is a little bit worried about you lately. And I get that that was the sort of gentleman that he was in that sense. So take the time, allow yourself to heal, maybe even speak to a counsellor or somebody that you can acknowledge how you're feeling at the same time. Because when we hold on to stuff, it keeps manifesting, okay? By letting it go, you're going to allow him to move forward. He's always going to be with you. He's going to be a part of you. His memories are in your heart, sort of thing. He will live
Yeah,
through that,
exactly. Yep.
through you being happy. Okay?
And it is
It's
the
just a little
time
bit of stuck
to
energy.
have that moving.
Yeah.
And
It's sending lots of healing.
yes, as we all do. Even talking about it is healing. So
Yep,
accept that to
definitely.
self. I'm just, whoops, I did do just that, and now I've done it again. And I had one sitting there, bugger.
You moved the button. Right, it still
Yeah,
works.
it did it. And now I've lost it, but it was Wendy's response. Oh, there, as far as what we did for her reading, that her partner had cancer of the throat 2 years ago, and that's how he passed and the rest. So the song that was remember, thank you for the feedback, because it really does hurt sometimes to actually have feedback when we do these readings. It's not something we always expect or receive, but it is lovely to have that, even in the short notes that we get sometimes. And I think we already, did we do Josephine's? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So, it's coming, it's gone 10:31, isn't it?
It has. You've got a busy day.
I like this comment. Shit, mine just cut off. That's my sort of language. Sorry if anybody's offended, but I mean, we do live in a real world, and we do, as much as I'm doing virtual assistant work, moving into that as well. I love proofreading. I love reading. I love picking up mistakes. It's an automatic thing I do, right? As you know, Leanne, and we have spoken about it before. And it used to really get me, like the grammar Nazi thing. I had to have it right and perfect. Not that I don't know my grammar as well as I could, because I've gotten lazy over the years. And especially with language. Language is just something that you use to express yourself so that the people around you are understanding what you're saying. And yes, I could get offended at exactly. Yeah, that's where communication, two-way street, really is important. But it's also that yes, we can get offended at somebody using the F word and the C word and every other word that's around that we can be offended by. But it's only something that we react to. You let it pass over, and look, if that's how they want to express themselves, it's up to them. How we deal with it is what is our responsibility, and choosing to let it affect us or not. Are we understanding what people are telling us and communicating with us? It's not just about the words that we speak. It is the body language. It is how we behave. It's how our energy is put out. So if we start from that inner being of having that loving energy to put out to the world, that's what we're going to receive. It's where the energy goes, the flow. That's what's going to be the focus for us. So have wonderful thoughts. Have kind thoughts. Be grateful. All of those things that we accept as being positive. You focus on those, what are we going to get back?
Yeah, that's so true. I just noticed Carol's just apologised there for now she understands. Don't apologise, honey. It's okay. All right.
Yeah,
And I want to
exactly.
say, when we are being, like Ros just said, when we are being us, we should never have to apologise for anything, because we are truly being us. We're being true to ourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's the best we can be. Just be the best you can be. And I'm scrolling using the happy finger now, and I'm looking at it. Wow, there's a few comments there. We're not going to get to everyone, as we explained. It really is the potluck. If you feel that you do need the extra, depth in a reading, something more detailed, or really needing some help, reach out. In our daytime hours is a good idea, not any other. When we're asleep, we deserve our rest too. It's the common sense approach to living. Respect each other's space. Contact us through the messenger, I presume is the way that you prefer to be contacted, is on your messenger with a page. Your psychic medium, that one.
Yes.
Your So that's Leanne Winston, Psychic Medium. The link is somewhere on the page event somewhere. The same as mine. Yeah, the same as mine is. It might not be in this particular recording because I had to do this extra. It'll be in the one I did this morning.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Can I just comment again on a couple of comments? Carol has just put one saying thank you, and she's crying her eyes out but feeling good. And Cherie is sending you love and strength, honey, as we all are. It's part of the healing process. Try to allow it to flow, not to shut it off. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Better out than in is my saying.
Yes,
So,
and it is okay to have emotions and feelings. It's human. It's what we're here for, to experience life.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when we bottle it up and we shut it down for one reason or another, because we all deal with things differently, that is usually to the point then that we do feel lost and can't, don't know which way to go.
Yeah.
All right. So sending you a very big hug.
So thank you, everyone, for your comments, your questions, your love, and a happy birthday wishes. I love it. So thank you very much for being on with us this morning. We will be next week on Tuesday. What time? 9:30 or 10:30? Yet to be decided.
Sure, cool.
Yeah. Look, if
I'm
you
easy.
like, and for people who are here, if you have a preference, whether the 9:30, the hour earlier than our usual scheduled time, just put it in the links. In the chat. I do go back over them later. It will be tomorrow for me now because I'm going to have a lovely day of celebration. So, and I'm not going to turn on the media. It's going off. So have a lovely session if you're going to go live again today, Leanne, because I'm not going to be watching.
Yes, that's okay. We will let you off this week.
Thank you. So to everyone, thank you and namaste. If you don't know what that means, you'll have to look it up because in my head, I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's something about my spirit in you recognises the spirit. No, hang on. My spirit in me recognises the spirit in you. It's along that line and it is certainly Sanskrit. So namaste and we'll see you next week or Leanne will see you tonight.
Yes.
Or through the day today. Bye, everyone.
Enjoy your day, honey.
Thank you, Leanne.
Bye.